been bald for 8 years. I think it's been a long, arduous journey dealing with it, because you constantly live in hope that your hair is going to come back, and while you're looking for what you don't have, you forget to appreciate what you do have. So it took a while for me to be able to accept that, okay, this is what I look like now, and I'm going to own that, and I'm going to make that look as attractive and as positive as I can, instead of moping around or hiding and thinking, oh, I wish I had, or I wish I looked like, or I wish I still. Hi, my name is Annette, and I have been bald for 8 years.
And what kind of baldness, or how do you define it?
Okay, I have a type of alopecia called alopecia universalis, which means that I have no hair anywhere on my body, no eyelashes, no eyebrows, no armpit hair, just no hair anywhere.
And how long have you been dealing with this condition?
I've been dealing with this on and off since 2010. It's my older sister who had been playing in my hair. I used to have sister locks, so dreads, and she noticed there was a big patch, and she said, oh, have you noticed that? I was like, no, I haven't seen any locks come out. I didn't even know that that was there. And we were just tracking it from there, and eventually there were more and more spots that appeared around the head, and eventually they basically all joined up to make one big patch, i.e. all my hair came off.
How did you feel when you first noticed that your hair was going?
I think when I first noticed that my hair was going, I was devastated, because I really loved my hair. I loved my eyelashes, I loved my eyebrows, and it was traumatic to be waking up and seeing clumps of hair falling out or having locks on your pillow. And I felt that I wasn't going to be beautiful anymore. I felt I was going to look freaky. I was terrified, and I think panic, that would probably be a good word. Panic and anguish, definitely anxiety, are the emotions that I felt way back then. Like, what's happening? Why is it happening? What did I do wrong? Why is this happening to me? And can it be fixed?
And could it be fixed?
Unfortunately for me, in my case, no, it can't be fixed. It's an autoimmune disorder, and that just means that my immune system no longer recognizes hair as a part of my body. So whenever it tries to grow, it attacks it and kills the hair. This was triggered, or it occurred after the birth of my youngest child, who she was born prematurely, and then she ended up being in ICU for over a week, and she was definitely ill as well. That was quite a hard thing to deal with. So when we were finally looking back with consultants and doctors as to what might have been a trigger for this, they traced it back to the stress and trauma of this event, which then turned the normal postpartum shedding into overdrive. But it's also been complicated by the fact that it is an autoimmune disorder, and it's not traction alopecia, which if you had traction, in most cases you can grow your hair back, because once you alleviate the causes of that, so if it was because you were over tightening your locks, or you were wearing braids which were too tight and it was causing stress to your follicles, once that stopped and you've changed your hair care practices, you can grow that hair back as long as the follicles aren't atrophied. But for an autoimmune disorder, your immune system cannot recognize hair as something that belongs to you, therefore it will continue to attack it. And in those cases, it's much, much harder to regain any hair growth. You'd probably need immunosuppressant therapy or steroids to try and help stop your immune system attacking hair in that specific place, and then go from there. I have had several different types of immunotherapy, but the last one was the one that was most successful and resulted in a full head of hair. My eyebrows were actually starting to come back as well, and 2 eyelashes, and it was really exciting. But immunosuppressant really does mean that you are immunosuppressed, so you have little or no immune system, and you are open or prone to infections, so flu, chickenpox, all of those things, you have to keep away from people who are sick. And unfortunately for me, during that period, I managed to contract Zika virus, which left me deathly ill, and it became a matter of life and death, as in, if you don't get better very soon, your T cells are wiped out. If you don't improve soon, then you're going to have to be admitted to hospital. So we had to stop the treatment, and unfortunately stopping the treatment meant that all the hair that had spent a year and a half growing, all fell out as well. So we're back to square one again.
But you feel more comfortable with who you are now, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I felt comfortable with who I am long before that Zika incident happened. That was kind of my, let me try one more time to see if I can get my hair back. I do want to try. But I've come to I'm okay whether I have hair or whether I don't have hair. So ideally, I would love to have hair, eyelashes, eyebrows, just like everyone else, and play with my hair just like everyone else. But, maybe that's not in the cards for me, and that's okay too. I'm still alive. I've had friends who diagnosed with cancer, who've gone through chemotherapy and their hair has fallen out, and they've been just as bold as me, and we've been joking and, yeah, look at you, but I didn't have to have chemo to get my hairstyle, you did, ha ha ha. And sadly, that person's passed on, but I'm still here. So do I have time to be moping that I don't have hair? Do I have time to be worrying about what I don't have? Not really, no, because I have so much left, and I should concentrate on what I do have and make the most of that instead of pining for what I've lost or what I no longer have.
What kind of journey was it for you, with dealing with it with your family or dealing with it with yourself, I
think it's been a long, arduous journey dealing with it, because you constantly live in hope that your hair is going to come back, and while you're looking for what you don't have, you forget to appreciate what you do have. So it took a while for me to be able to accept that, okay, this is what I look like now, and I'm going to own that, and I'm going to make that look as attractive and as positive as I can, instead of moping around or hiding and thinking, oh, I wish I had, or I wish I looked like, or I wish I still.
And how have you been received by the people around you, your family, your friends, the public?
I think my family have been really good. They make jokes, so we're a jokey family. So they've made jokes for ages, egghead, peanut head. You're lucky you got a good shaped head because, otherwise you'd look really terrible. They have been really supportive on the whole. No one really says you should really put a wig on or you shouldn't look like this or cover up. They've just kind of accepted it and moved on, you're still Annette, so who cares? My friends have all been like that as well. True friends. They've just been like, yeah, we're just used to it now. I can't remember what you looked like when you had hair, or you were cute then, but you're also cute now. It's all good. The general public has been harder, and I guess it's because there is a lot of ignorance about hair loss. People offering you all kinds of remedies and concoctions, wash your head with this, or let a cow lick the top of your head and it will grow back. Just silly things that people will come up with. Pointing and staring, kids pointing and staring a lot. And that was harder to deal with, and it encouraged me to hide away or to wear a headscarf or a head wrap or a wig in public, because I just didn't like the staring. I didn't like being pointed at. Now I kind of own it, don't really care so much anymore. If I find that people are staring me, I stare back at them. Sometimes I might stare back and smile, or I might ask them, can I help them? But sometimes I just stare back the same way they're staring at me, and one of us is going to look away and it's not going to be me. I just don't like people to make me feel uncomfortable for being in my own skin.
So tell me about the first day that you felt comfortable having your hair or your head as it is. I think you had a particular experience.
Yeah, I think I decided to walk down a particular street without wearing a wig or anything. And I remember feeling really prickly and nervous, if I was walking towards the headmaster's office, if I was in trouble. And while there were still people that made funny comments and pointed and whispered or looked at me like something was wrong, I realized that there were also people who were smiling and going, "Hey, you look stunning," or "Wow, that's an awesome hairstyle. You rock that so well. Really love it. It's really cool. I like that look on you." And the people that would call out Amber Rose, even though I'm not white or blonde, and just Grace Jones, I like that one. You call me that, and just calling out things that made me think, well, if you can also lump me in with people who I think are beautiful and who are proud to have no hair or low haircuts, then I don't need to be thinking that you've just lumped me into the freak zone. And it was quite an empowering kind of thing to do. It was like, okay, well, I can do this again now, and I don't have to watch what other people say. I don't really care what other people think of me anymore. I care what I think of me, and I'm owning this. This is how I am, and I'm still me underneath everything, even though I don't have certain things I had before. Let me just concentrate on what I do have and move on from there.
And do you think, as a black woman, maybe your journey's been a bit more challenging? I don't know if you can compare it, but
I do, particularly because, well, looks are everything to us. We spend so much money on our hair, our nails, our skin. Prettiness is very important. But, you know, there's that saying that, you know, a woman's hair is her crown and glory. And, you know, that's been said to me so many times as a child. And I still see it posted on Instagram and shared on blogs. And, you know, I've seen that one T-shirts which say, you know, your hair is your crown, wear it like a queen. And it irritates me because, like, so if you don't have hair, does that mean you don't have a crown? Does that mean you're not a queen? You're just, what, the servant in the background? Like, what are you? And I really don't like that, because I don't see why hair should be my crown. You know, your aura could be your crown, like who you are. When you walk into a room, people should feel who you are. You've arrived. That's your crown. That's the thing that you should be walking around and going, yeah, this queen has arrived, not because of something that grows out of my head, but because of who I am. And that's one of the messages that I'd like to get across, really.
And I believe you have your own hair and skin business.
I do.
I'm interested to know how you're received by the public because you don't have any hair and you're, you know, promoting hair products.
I think that not having hair has made some people approach my business with skepticism or caution, like, how can this person be selling hair products or making hair products or advising me on what I should use on my hair when she hasn't got any hair of her own. People have said that to my face, and people have said it behind my back, and I've learned to become quite thick-skinned because it just shows your own ignorance, basically, not mine. Just because I don't have hair doesn't mean that I can't know that, you know, this particular ingredient or this particular product would be good for your hair. Ultimately, you need to try it and see whether it works for you. But how is that different from, you know, certain people in a hair and beauty shop that doesn't have afro hair anyway, telling you which product to use in your hair, or, you know, European chemists formulating products which are also good for your hair. You know, race plays something in, you know, but at the end of the day, it's the knowledge that someone has within them that will help them develop a formula or develop a product or to be able to give you advice. I still have sisters, mother, I have clients, I have children, all of them have hair. So it's not like I live in a world where there's no hair at all, so I don't know what I'm talking about. That's just preposterous, and I just don't bother answering when people come with silly questions like that anymore.
And just lastly, if you have any advice for women who have maybe recently realised that they've seen some hair loss, they don't quite know what to do, what advice would you offer them?
First and foremost, don't suffer in silence. If you are feeling like your hair is thinner than before, if you're feeling that you've found a patch, or you just know that your hair is coming out, you can see it shedding more than usual, do not suffer in silence. Get yourself to a GP, because some conditions are, you know, reversible. You just need to find out what it is, find out what the underlying cause is and have it treated. Tell your family, tell your loved ones, don't hide that from them, because you will need their support. When you're feeling low, when you're feeling ugly, you've got their love around you to help buoy you back up and bring you up so you're not falling into depression and things like that. In terms of seeking help, also, not just your GP, be persistent with your GP, but see a proper trichologist and not one that's just going to automatically attribute your hair loss to, you know, over braiding, or you had tight braids, or you had locks, or you had this, or you had... Find someone who understands hair properly and who's going to sit there with you and take the time to find out what the actual cause of your particular hair loss is. And then don't feel that you have to hide. You know, work on you. You're still you. You're still beautiful inside. So regardless of what the outside is starting to look like or how it changes, just adapt. Don't let it be something that then keeps you hidden for the rest of your life. It's just hair. You are more than your hair. There's so much more going on in you than just the hair that's on your head or was on your head. And that would be my encouragement. Just don't suffer in silence. Tell someone, tell your loved ones particularly, because you need their support. And just remember that you are more than your hair.
Thank you so much. Would you like to promote your business?
Sure. Yeah. If you want to say hello to me, if you want to know a bit more about me, I founded a company called Almacado. It's online and it's based in Southeast London. We make handmade skincare and hair care, and we've been established now since 2010, so the year that I started losing my hair. You're welcome to hit me up online and say hello, and if you're feeling like you've got hair loss or you just want to chat, maybe a bit of encouragement, I'm happy to say hi.
Thank you so much.
Right, cool.